What do chefs use to thicken sauce and soups? Well, there's about 7 different components that we typically use. Pureed vegetables like potatoes, cauliflower that's been cooked down and we puree, tomato paste, slurries, roux, beurre mayonnaise, also egg yolks, and dairy products such as yogurts, sour creams, things of that nature. But all that being said, there's only 3 that you're going to most commonly use in your kitchen, which one is cornstarch slurry, the other one are roux, and the other one is a beurre mayonnaise. And I'm going to show you how to make all 3 of those right now step by step. Let's start first with the beurre mayonnaise. Basically what this is a mixture of butter and flour, roughly equal parts. We're going to put it into wax paper and we're going to roll it out, and you can put it in the freezer, you can save it. You can chop off little pieces as you need from the freezer, add it directly to your soup or sauce, and it will act as a thickener. In my bowl I have some room soft butter. I'm going to add some flour to this. We're going to knead this until we get like a dough consistency. Alright, so you'll be left with something like this. What you'll do is you'll lay it in your parchment paper. We're gonna roll it out to about the size of a quarter if we were to cut this. So once you get it rolled out, we're gonna fold up our sides. Like this. Fold up your sides. And then finish rolling. Pulling it. Roll it through. Just like that. Now you can save this, put this whole entire thing into the freezer, and in a later time you can come in and just cut off little 1/4-inch pieces at a time, or however much you need, add to your sauce, your soup to thicken. So next let's do what's called a cornstarch slurry. It's basically cold water and cornstarch mixed. In our bowl we add our cornstarch. We add some water to this. And what you want is a thick, syrupy-like consistency. Make sure when you're whisking you break up all the lumps. Just like that, and it's roughly equal parts water to cornstarch. So I have a pot of boiling water. We're gonna pretend that this is either a sauce or a soup so I can show you how to use the slurry. So in your soup or sauce, you whisk and you slowly start to temper in that slurry a little bit at a time, constantly whisking. If you don't, what will happen is you will get clumps. So it's very important at first to continuously whisk this, and then you want to cook this for at least 5 minutes. And you can see how it's thickening, and this is just water. You will continuously cook this on a low simmer for at least 5 minutes to get rid of that cornstarchy taste. There is a taste to it, and it will cook out. The next thickening agent what we have is called a roux. A roux is equal parts fat to flour. Now that fat could be duck fat, it could be olive oil. Typically we use butter. Now there's 3 types of roux. There's a white roux, there's a blonde roux, and there's a brown roux. Now the white roux obviously is white in color. It cooks for about 3 minutes. Blonde roux, a little bit more on the blonde side, cooks for about 5 minutes, and then you have a brown roux, which is a 15 to 25 minute cook. Now, the different colors are also going to change the flavor of the roux. You're going to get more of a nuttier flavor the darker you go. Depending on what you're thickening, that's where you're gonna choose what color roux to use. If you're going with a lighter sauce like a bechamel, which is a white sauce, you would either use a white or a blonde roux. If you're gonna make like a creole, like a gumbo dish, then you would use a darker colored roux for that darker dish. So the basic fundamentals to make a roux, like I said, equal parts. We're gonna go butter here. You make them the exact same way, it's just the cooking time that is the variation. Let your butter completely melt down. Once your butter's totally melted down, you're gonna slowly whisk in your flour. And what you're looking for is a wet sand consistency. So that right there is the perfect amount of flour to butter. Just looks like wet sand. And now at this point, you would let this slowly cook for that 3-minute, 5-minute, or 15 to 20-minute window. The longer you cook it, the more chance you have to burn. So be careful, watch your temperature. You never want to cook this too hard. Once you get to your desired cooking temp, or time more like, then you would slowly start to add in whatever it is that you're thickening. And you would slowly whisk in accordingly. After this video, you should have no problem thickening any sauce or soup. You just learned the 3 most common thickeners: beurre Meunier, cornstarch slurry, and roux. If you like this video, subscribe, thumbs up, check out my channel. I also do recipe videos.